Hey everyone, it's your friend Thinknoodles and welcome to Ask Think for September 2016. Happy Labor Day to those of you in the US, although, well, I guess most of you are back to school already, but those of you who weren't, Labor Day usually marks the day before you go back to school, so maybe not so happy Labor Day to some of you. But let's get to the question I asked you guys last month, and the first answer comes from Aaron Bissonette, and it says, I would be a grocery store worker because it's so inconspicuous. FBI, here I come. And yeah, I mean, criminals and terrorists have to get groceries too, so it'd be a good place to spy on them. Color Quest says, if I were an FBI agent, my cover-up would be a tree. I could stand around all day and listen to bad guys talk about their evil deeds. Then, when they least suspect it, bam! A tree branch hits them from behind. Okay, I guess. Knock them out, huh? Aquastar says my cover-up would be that I'm a huge bookworm that sits around in different cafes and restaurants just reading because that means I can be paid to order food and read books. Well, I think they're actually paying you to spy on, criminals and terrorists, but I guess most of it would be ordering food and reading books, so you're kind of right. Ian Levy says, my undercover thingamabob, pronounced thing-ma-bob, would be a student. I already am one, so it'd probably be less obvious. I'd get karate lessons from my 7-year-old cousin, because I'm his older cousin and he'll do it for free, and my old karate teacher from preschool. Every time I have a mission, I would call for a clone to take my place. I'd quickly run out of the classroom, probably play Pokemon Go as I wait for my ride or however they'll grab me, and do my mission. My latest mission was to send this comment to Thinknoodles. Oh shoot, I just blew my cover. Noodle on. Solix Captor, that one Temmie said my cover would be a cosplayer. Therefore, no one would know who I was because I'd be in costume. But don't you think you would be totally conspicuous, standing around in a costume and people what's that all about? Hannah Stedden says, if I were a secret agent, my cover-up would be a vet. Because even bad guys have to take their pets to the vet too, right? Then I would be all, hi-ya, and take them down, but I'd also save their pets. Kat the Conqueror says, my cover would be a pizza delivery guy because 1, I like pizza, and 2, I could hide an arsenal of weapons in the pizza box. Of course, after you ate the pizza, right? Dudley Morris says, if I were an FBI agent, my cover would be a guy in a hot dog suit, and I would dye my hair red so it looked like ketchup. Don't lie to me, people. You like it. Quinton Wood says, I would cover as a Pokemon Go player because they are everywhere, and it's impossible not to blend in. Just look at your phone. Bella Cupcake said, if I were an undercover spy, I would work as a baker and be making cookies. No one would know that I'm part of the CSI. The Cookie Secret Intelligence Agency? Sarah Vollmer says, my FBI cover-up would be an airport security guard because there's an act of terrorism right then and there. It would be useful to the FBI. That's actually really good. Caleb Wolfenberger says, if I were a secret agent, my cover would be Jake from State Farm. Those of you guys who don't know who Jake from State Farm is, it's a commercial on TV, and Jake is the character or the actor that is in all of the commercials. So next month's question comes to us from Ashley Burrill, and it says, question for October, if you could make a movie, what would it be about and who would be in it and what would it be called? Hers would be making a movie about school that gets destroyed. Who will be in it? The Hulk. He will destroy all of the world's schools, and the movie's names will be Stupid Schools Dying. Okay, so definitely someone who doesn't want to go back to school. All right, guys, before we get to the questions for me, I want to remind you to leave your questions in the comments below so I can have something to answer in the next episode. Remember, only one question per comment, but you can leave as many comments as you like. Also, if the comments on this Ask Think are closed, go to the most recent Ask Think and ask your question in there. The first one comes to us from Snowy Pearl 9, and it says, on the next Ask Think, can the background of the video be you on Crazy Craft building and fixing your base? Yes! Yes! What a brilliant idea. Bobby Toms asks, where are you staying in Europe and how many YouTubers are you planning to meet? Well, I am back from Europe and actually left New York. Now I'm in Grand Cayman, but we stayed all over Europe, as you probably saw in our Pokemon Go series, and we have a Pokeball there, so I'm pretty sure you watch it. I was only planning to meet one YouTuber, and that was Dan. But it turned out that Stampy and Squishy were going to the exact same show in Brighton, so I got to meet 3 YouTubers. Girly Tiger asks, wait, why haven't you seen Dan once so far? Aren't you like BFFs? I mean, why have you only met Dan in person once? Well, we live in different countries and we are very busy with our YouTube channels and whatnot. So the only time I met him was at Minecon. We were both in the same place at the same time for the same reason. And then I met him in the UK when we went on our trip, and I decided to stop there so that we could see his show. Jess Tree YT asks, can Kopi pee or poop, because that could happen, on the toilet? No. I could just imagine her standing on the toilet. Oh my goodness. And you know, dogs' paws don't grip very well on slippery surfaces, so I would imagine she'd stand there and one of her feet inevitably would just slide off of the toilet and go right into the water. Jake Lockery asks, think, does your dog ever eat stuff? My dog eats everything. No, Kopi's never been one to ingest really much of anything other than, well, anything edible. She will take things that she shouldn't have and shouldn't eat, and she'll carry them around and tease us with them and make us chase her for them, but she never actually eats them. Lizzie Beth asks, what is your opinion about the new advertisement rules of YouTube? Well, so I missed a lot of the drama on Twitter about it, and I assume there were videos made about it, but I did get an email from YouTube, from my rep at YouTube, about what's perceived as changes. But from what I understand in the email, the policy on YouTube hasn't changed at all. The demonetization videos that are considered inappropriate for advertisers has always been in place and always been, the videos have been demonetized in the past. It's just that now YouTube is providing creators like myself and other creators a way of seeing very visually and easily which videos are demonetized, and also I'm not explaining why they are being demonetized. I did say they're inappropriate, and that's because of just inappropriate content, maybe too much swearing. I don't know if that's true, but you know, that may be possible. Well, I guess, you know, they don't allow nudity on YouTube, but things that are inappropriate for advertisers that they don't want to be associated with their brand, those are not, or will become ineligible for monetization, and now we'll be able to see it. Thankfully, my channel is extremely family friendly, always has been, always will be, and I don't have to worry about that much at all. But again, YouTube has said their policy hasn't changed. They're just making it so that we can see it easier. 1,000 Diamonds says, on one of your Super Minecraft Maker episodes, you had to choose your channel name. You started to type in Insiders Network, and you said, nope, not making that mistake again. I'm fairly new to this channel and don't know there was an Insiders Network issue. Please explain. Thanks, Noodler. Well, if you click on my username right now, well, it'll kill the video, maybe open another tab or something, or you can come back to the video. You'll see when you click there, the URL that it brings up is youtube.com/user/Insiders Network. Even though my username is Thinknoodles and I get the check mark and all that stuff, that's because when I started my channel, I started it as Insiders Network, not knowing that I would in the future be known as Thinknoodles. And I can't change that. That's my permanent URL on YouTube. No matter what, can't change it. So that's why I said that. Appleberry Smith said, I tried to look for the Airshow app in the App Store, but no matter what, I couldn't find it. How did you get the app? Well, you kind of have to sideload it. Apple does not like the workaround that they use. It sort of uses AirPlay to play it back to your phone so that you can record it. And I guess that's not permitted. So you can't get that out of the App Store because Apple won't approve that. So what you need to do is search for it on Google and load it in from another store. I do advise you to be careful about it because you never know what you are installing, but you cannot find it in the official App Store. Bunny Estu asks, hey Thinknoodle, would you like to drive a race car? Yes, I would. I've driven kind of it's not a race car, but it's like a sports car, like an exotic sports car. When we were in Las Vegas for Christmas, my wife got me a few laps around a track in a Lamborghini Aventador, which is like 700 plus horsepower, and it was awesome. It was really, really fun, but also terrifying. And the reason it was terrifying is, one, that thing, even though it's all-wheel drive, when you're going around corners with that car is heavy because it's, a huge engine, and just the way it's weighted. It's a really hard car to drive, especially at high speed around a track. And there was a point where it sort of lost a little traction, and I was like, oh, I gotta slow down, because all I could think of, this car costs $400,000. If I crash this thing, there's no way I can pay for it. Christian Au asks, what year were you in Indonesia and what city were you in? I was there for almost 5 years. From 1988, well, actually a little over 5 years, I think, from 1988 till 1992. So way before you were born, probably. I did visit again in like 2005, and that was in Jakarta. Clemson Magic asks, any tips for upcoming freshmen? Well, it's probably a little late, but also I wouldn't have had very good advice, because when I was in Indonesia, the school I went to was K through 12. So when I went from 8th grade to 9th grade, it was just like going from 7th grade to 8th grade or 10th grade to 11th grade. It wasn't going to a new school. It was all the same people, the same, it's just different teachers, basically different classes. Other than that, so I wouldn't have really very good advice. Star Song asks, how long have you lived in New York City? I've lived in Manhattan for 8 years now. My wife was actually born in New York, so she's lived in Manhattan most of her life. Penguin Films asks, what's it like living in New York? I've always wanted to go, but ever since I have heard all about the Pokestops there, I don't even know a word, but I just really, really, really want to go. Is it as busy and crowded as people say? Of course, it's busier than a lot of places, but is it nice? And is there anywhere else you'd rather live? It is, it's fun living in New York. It's crowded, yes. And it's probably as crowded as people say. But again, you're right. It is, it's all relative to what you're used to, right? So like right now we live downtown. We used to live further uptown in a midtown area, and it was crazy crowded all the time. Now that we're downtown, to us, it feels, I don't want to say empty, because it's not, but it feels a lot more private, and just less crowded. It's almost like living what a New Yorker would say is the suburbs of Manhattan, because there's so many less people. It's not as crowded with tourists, and there's just not as much going on around there, which is great, because all we have to do is take the train a few stops and then boom, right in all the crowded part of Manhattan, if that's what we want. But yeah, it's nice living here. Right now, when I first started, my wife and I first started dating, I remember visiting her and, her telling me she loves Manhattan and she loves New York and she'll never leave. And I was like, well, I hope this works out, but I'm just letting you know now, I'm not going to live here. Like, I was living in California, she was in New York. It's like so different, West Coast and East Coast. And I was like, it's inconvenient to live here. It's hot in the summer, it's cold in the winter. Like, I don't, there's so many people, there's traffic all the time. Like, it's horrible. Like, why would you want to live here? I'm never going to live here. But it grew on me, and now I love it. So right now, there are definitely other places I'd like to live. For example, here in Grand Cayman, I love to live here. But at the time, right now, at this time in our lives, it's not a place we can live. But New York is where we've chosen to be, and we love it for now. But eventually, we'll move away. But it's gonna be a while. Linus8611 says, hey Think, I started making videos 2 months ago, and one thing I want to improve on is my commentary. I find it hard to sound enthusiastic, and I sometimes sound boring mid-video. What tips can you give me to fix this? It comes with experience and over time with you being comfortable in front of the mic and your personality shining through. If you go back to my early videos, I was boring in the beginning, the middle, and the ends of the videos. So, but as you see over time, it evolves, and my personality and my enthusiasm shines through more and more and more, and the same will happen with you. Colts in the Tech Kid asks, why do people keep swarming Thinknoodles in Minecraft? He needs a personal space. Nah, I love it when you guys swarm me and talk to me and chat to me. while I'm on servers in Minecraft. It's so much fun. I love you guys punching me around. I love talking to you guys. So please do keep swarming me and keep punching me. I know some people don't like it, but when we're playing a game, like when we're in the game, okay, I don't like it as much, but when we're in lobbies and stuff and waiting for the game to start, I love it. Coolbox asks, think how's your life changed from your YouTube channel? Well, you know, obviously, you know, what I do every day, that has changed because I play games every day. I wouldn't be able to do that normally. I'd probably have like a regular job. Super boring. But outside of what I do and, you know, recording, editing, and uploading and doing the YouTube stuff, my life hasn't changed much. When I close the computer, shut it down, and go outside with Kopi, it's just a regular New York day, generally. You know, I go and walk Kopi, and everything is normal. But here in Grand Cayman, since a lot of you guys knew I was coming, and I guess a lot of people recognize Kopi, and there's not as many people around. You know, New York is full of people and a lot of distractions and things like that. Pretty much every day I go outside, I meet a new fan. It's kind of crazy, but I've met maybe a dozen fans here. Also because where we're staying is a gym, and people see me and my wife on top of the gym. They're like, oh, I know where he is. So yeah, that part has changed my life completely, to go out there and people want to meet me and talk to me and show me their Pokédexes and talk about gaming and take pictures with me and Kopi. That has changed my life completely and totally, and I love it. Marissa Too Good says, about how much longer are you going to be continuing Subnautica for? I don't know. If you guys, well, you guys obviously know, there was almost a month between episodes, and that's because Subnautica, when they put out one of the updates, it was just like bug fixes, and there was really no new content at all. And that made it really difficult for me to make exciting and interesting videos. So I took a little bit of time off. Now, the most recent update's got the exosuit or the prawn suit in it. So that'll give us probably, well, I don't know yet, but maybe 3 or 4 more videos. And we'll see what the next update is. But I've run through almost all of the content in Subnautica, and I'm looking for another game. So if you guys have any suggestions to replace Subnautica with, I'd love to hear them. Jordan Collier asks, have you gotten Cursed Child Harry Potter book yet, or already read it? Yes. Actually, I took your comment about 2 days ago, and when I did, I went and downloaded the book on my Kindle. I've read about a third of it so far. I mean, it's a play, right? It's not really a book, but I'm loving it. I know the reviews aren't as good as they are for the regular books, because people, you know, can script form and people don't really care for that very much, but I like it. Mac Barrett asks, think how do you keep the Crazy Craft server running all the time? Well, it's hosted by MC Pro Hosting, and so they have a server room full of Minecraft servers, and ours is one of those. So they're running all the time in a data center. Killer Orly 16 asks, do you ever think of taking a day off from YouTube? Well, I actually do take days off all the time. I mean, I don't ever not upload. For example, in New York, when I'm home, I take almost every single weekend off. I try to as best I can. So most of the time on Thursday and Friday, I'll pre-record the videos for Saturday and Sunday, and then upload them and have them ready to go for you guys to watch. And then I can spend time with my wife and my dog and my family and stuff, and friends on the weekends. Peter Hernandez asks, have you ever seen a homeless person before? Because when I do, I feel so bad, and because I have a home and everything I need, but they have to sleep outside. I just wish everyone had a home and food to eat, don't you? Yes, I do, and yes, unfortunately in New York, it's an unavoidable reality that there are homeless people. And, you know, whenever I see one, I have extra change in my pocket, I definitely do give it to them. Or if I have like half of a sandwich that I haven't eaten, some food, bag of chips or whatever that's, you know, that I happen to have with me, I do give them food, because I hate to see people hungry. And also like when they have pets, oh man, it breaks my heart when I see like a homeless person with a dog or a child. I completely understand. The Lucky Boy asks, is it dangerous in New York City? I mean, it's a city, so in any city, there are dangerous areas that you shouldn't go to, like at night, by yourself, when there's no one around. But in general, no, it's really not very dangerous at all. There's so many people around that any criminals probably wouldn't want to try anything because there's lots of people to see them do bad stuff. And, but yeah, I mean, I never feel unsafe in New York, ever. Asian Monkey asks, have you caught an Onyx in Pokemon Go yet? Well, yes, I've caught one wild one, and I've gotten like 4 or 5 out of 10-kilometer eggs, which drives me nuts, especially when I was trying to get Mr. Mime, and it keeps being Onyx, 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 Onyx. Ugh. But yeah, he's pretty cool, except for the 5th time you get him. Martina Skiaskia asks, think if you could have the option to go on tour, but would lose 5% of your subscribers, or just keep your subscribers and not go on tour. Oh, I would totally go on tour. I love meeting you guys, talking to you, and just being around you guys. I just love interacting with all of my subscribers. So being able to go on tour and doing that and losing 5% of my subscribers, I would absolutely give up my subscribers, or that number, just to be able to meet you guys on tour. Grant McQueen asks, think have you ever gone hunting? No, I've never gone hunting. I've been fishing. I love fishing. But I just, the thought of killing an animal, I never could, no matter with a bow or a gun or anything like that. Absolutely, I'm an animal lover, and no, I never could go hunting. Janice Graves asks, does your Instagram have a check mark? Because I was looking for you on Instagram and I think I found you, but it didn't have a check mark, and it was the only one I could find. No, I do not have a check mark. I don't even know what you need to get a check mark, because I know Squishy has like 600,000 subscribers or followers on Instagram, and she doesn't have one, but I know Stampy and Dan both do. Anyway, my Instagram is Instagram/Thinknoodles, just spelled out, no dashes or underscores or anything like that. That's me. Callum Reeves asks, does your wife have an Instagram? Yes, she does. Although it's not just Think's wife, like her YouTube channel or Twitter. It's I'm Think's wife. I'll leave a link in the description to her Instagram as well. Ethan Torres asks, did you see what Dan said about you on Instagram? But if you haven't, don't worry. He only said nice things. Yes, I did. And I feel the same way about Dan. He, in the 5 years of YouTube, one of the things I can say is the best things that's ever happened is me getting to know Dan. He is like one of the kindest, most humble people, even though he's so popular and famous on YouTube and in life. He is one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, and I feel honored to know him, and I consider him one of my best friends, not just in YouTube, but in life. Triggered Vanillites asked, why did you stop playing Club Penguin? I get that people lose interest in things, but why didn't you state it? I haven't stopped playing Club Penguin. I missed the Finding Dory party because Squishy wanted to watch the movie before she went to the party so she would know what was going on. And by the time she'd watched it, I was already in the UK. So we couldn't record that party. And this party, I don't even know what it is, but I'm here in Grand Cayman, so I don't think we'll be able to collaborate on that one. And I just love playing Club Penguin with Squishy. It's more fun with your friends. So the next party, I will be playing with her. Kids Chalk Talk asks, Think It Noodles, are you secretly a girl? What? No. What? Oh, okay. Jack Black 07 asks, are you secretly the Russian turtle seeking world domination? Do I have to choose between those two? Can't I just be myself? The Russian turtle seeking world domination. Okay, anyway, guys, I don't know what that's all about, but that's it for this episode of Ask Think. Don't forget to leave your questions in the comments below so I can have something to answer in the next episode. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching. And of course, Noodle Line!